Welcome back. It's Wednesday, renovating the casa bathroom, and we're really starting to run the final big things to be done here. And let's talk about what we want to do today. I was up early, and what I did was clean the rest of the towel. I got down low and got the lower parts and cleaned that to the very best of my ability. And I'm very happy. I got the niches cleaned out and looking good. So this will all be ready for sealing, as will the floor. I cleaned out around the drain to make sure that the screen on top would fit good, the drain cap there. And now we're at the point where we want to set the flange for the toilet. And I originally thought, looking down here, don't drop that down there, that I would have to get under the house and be pushing up while we set it from the upside. But in point of fact, that pipe is so rigid down there now that as long as we rock it back and forth and get the ABS cement on there real good, we should have no problem at all. And then we'll set the outer metal flange moves. And what we need to do, that toilet has two what's called closet bolts on it, and what they do is hold it in position, come up through the porcelain there, and then they put nuts on top of that. And what that does is allows the toilet to be held down to the floor. And of course we're going to put some plumber's putty on the bottom of the toilet base before we set it on, and we have a special wax ring, which will be very very good too. So we want to make very sure that we get that cemented in real good. And then we also want to take special care when positioning the metal flange on the outside. It has slots on each side. We want to make sure to take special care to get that set into the proper position so the bolts actually line up so the toilet bolt holes can be properly above it. We'll talk about that. Jen's out there knocking out the center of the toilet flange now. So we'll check back with you in a couple minutes when we get that all set. Thank you. Alright, well, we don't have to shake this or anything, huh? So what we're doing now, we've removed, as you know, we shifted the toilet 8 inches to the right in here so we could have a bigger bathroom. So now we're finally at the point where we want to set the toilet flange. And you'll see that the toilet flange has two parts to it. It has the inner part here where the wax ring will sit on for sealing. We also have one that has a little flange that goes down, which is kind of nice to prevent the side leak out. It happened to this floor before. Every time the toilet flushed, some amount of that waste and water went out and was absorbed into the plywood base. And of course we know the result. The wood pulled that moisture everywhere and just eventually caused rot. So we have a wax ring now that has a flange inside. So we have a bit of an offset here. So we're going to be putting some ABS cement on here and then pushing our flange down real hard. Now you see that the outer flange ring moves independently. And what we're going to be is setting these two end positions here, so that they're exactly equal distance, each one of these from the wall. And that way when we go to sit our toilet down, each of the bolts, the closet bolts, goes in and goes underneath of that, and then that comes up to the base of the toilet and screws on there. So we want to make sure that these are positioned perfectly so that this one is the same distance away as this one from the wall. So the beauty of these two-piece flanges is they move independently. You can set the center ABS it in and not worry about your position. Then you can go screw this in. You see I've cleaned this out real well over here now of all the schmutz and everything, because once it's set we're going to screw this down real tight into the floor. Okay, and it's going to form a very stable base. Alright, so I'm just going to get the ABS. I've cleaned up the parts. I sanded that a little bit so it would be a good fit. We got one shot to get this in before the cement tightens up. So I'm going to hit the inner one here first with the cement. Give that a good coating. Then I'm going to hit the outer one. I don't want to spill any of this ABS cement. I want to hit that really good on the outside. and hitting it with the ABS cement will also help it slide in to position there. And she just went in right beautifully right there. So you may be able to see that our flange just went perfectly set down into that pipe there. So after about 30 seconds, that will be almost a welded seal between those two.
You can see that. You can see right there where the pipe is connected with cement.
That's it. So now that's cemented together real good. It's real smooth. I made sure everything was smooth so that nothing would get caught up on there. Toilet paper, anything else in there. So it should be a straight shot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the measuring tape, and I need to set these two holes perfectly equidistant from this location, because our bolts for the toilet are going to slide onto here and come in. They need to be in that position. But before I do that, we're going to get some wood screws, and we're now going to secure our flange to the floor. What Jen did was check, and we're equal distance from here to the wall and here to the wall at this end. So we'll have no trouble setting our bolts. So I'm going ahead and just put the screws in. I'm keeping this blocked off. We don't want any sewer gas coming up into the house. So finish hooking this down. Okay, after I set the flange and screwed it down, I got some caulk and ran it around the perimeter. So just in case we should ever get a leak out, it won't want to penetrate into the underneath of the tile. So it's a very important thing to have that caulking protection down there. Really nice silicone seal. So what we're doing now, Jen has shut the water off. We want to now change out our, we need to put our shut-off valves for the hot and cold here. We need to put our shut-off valve for the toilet there. And we need to we have a nice chrome piece to come out here, so we need to get that set in. So we're going to go do that now. You see, I went to get some better finish where we would have exposure to the human eye here. I got some better finish stub outs here. Has a little bit of a nice finish on it. The other ones I'm not really worried about. You're not going to really see too much once the plates are on and everything, but you can see how handsome that looks. So I'm going to take the opportunity now to just hook up the shower head here. So we're going to grab that, and it's a really nice shower head we picked up. It's a two-piece. When you're doing these connections, don't over tighten, and don't forget to use Teflon tape. This is called Blue Monster. The plumbers generally use this. It's a little thicker material than the standard Teflon tape. So I'm going to roll this on. You can see the really nice two-piece shower assembly we have here. This part goes in the back, then this is going to go up onto the shower there, and then this part's going to connect here and down here, and it allows Jen to just reach up and pull it down and use it when she sits on the shower seat right here. So a real nice assembly. I'm going to get that mounted up now. Okay, that's all mounted up good. I may come back actually and end up getting a piece that comes out and gives a little bit of an angle, because this thing won't really lean forward, but that's just a detail point for later. But you can see how easy this is to use this to pull this down if you're sitting in a chair. And I guess you just turn this little valve here to what you want to do, and you'll be all set. So that's awesome. Getting excited, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sitting here naked, all excited.
How can I concentrate? Oh, here. Well, we got the shower chooch hooked up pretty good, so we're going back now, and you can see Missy Jen was supposed to remind me that we're supposed to put the plates behind here. Of course, seeing her naked just totally threw that out of the picture. So we've got to always put these plates on.
I threw them
now. No harm, no foul. Okay, go get some drawers on, right? We'll get them on. These things are really a devil of a fit. So, you don't want to distort them too much, but you gotta get them over the things, and they don't want to go over the pipe part.
Really?
So it's really, really tough. So got to figure them out.
Wow.
Just got to do that there very gently, but it's under the sink, you know. So it's not the end of the world, but it's really tough to get them on without marring them up a lot. But what can I do? All right. So check back in a little bit. We'll figure it out.
All right. Do it.
Do it. Do it. All right, we got all the shut-off valves all set. Jen's gonna go turn on the water real low because I'm not sure what the shower setting is on the mixer valve. So I'm gonna stand a little clear as she fills up there. Turns that water back on. All right, looking good. I'm not ready to put the trim plate on the mixer valve yet, but we'll see. Okay, I gotta stand by as we put the water on. Well, we're painting away. We're getting this color you picked out on the walls here. We're first coating this. We want to do these walls today because A, there's not a lot of walls to do, and B, we can set the toilet and get the bracket for the sink set and everything here. So that'll be a major step forward, so you don't have to keep trudging out to use the potty in the outbuilding and everything. So you put the you got the shut-off valves all, we're painting here, so Jen's got them all covered up. So things are going along real good. So we'll check back when we start rolling the walls and all that, okay? We're just doing the cutting in now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some cardboard over there then too.
That's fine, I'm gonna need to kind of painter, but yeah, we just shifted from side to side.
I taped it down to the floor.
Well, you just untape it. Ain't no big deal. You shift its location. I'm a very neat painter.
I don't like that.
Alright guys, the walls are all cut in. It's time to roll them now. And I'm really kind of liking this color. It's very cheerful and very warm. Coming into winter, that's really, really nice. It's not a hot color for summer, but it's a very soothing and calming color. So having cut everything in, it's time to get on with rolling the walls. Okay guys, the first coat is drying real good. We're going to let that dry off, and then we're going to hit it with a second coat. I'm really liking the color. I'm liking the warmth. As I said before, the warmth it brings to the room, I think it's delightful in here. So yeah, we're going to second coat that up, and then remove the cardboard and get it right down to the towel level. Take that paint right down the towel, because I'm not quite sure yet if we're going to have baseboard in here or not. We probably will, because that'll keep moisture from going up the drywall, of course, when the floor is mopped. So for today, we're going to take a break for about 20 minutes. It's about 1:30, and then get on and get the second coat. Putting the second coat on. Pretty color, huh?
Lovely. The color is absolutely lovely.
I guess I would call it a harvest sort of gold brown.
Whoever chose that color was awesome.
You picked the color.
I know.
That was your deal. I think you did an upload about that.
Yes, I made an upload about picking. That's right. I was just joshing. I'm in an extraordinarily good mood.
Yes, you are, because you think you may actually sit on the crapper in the house instead of having to haul out to the outside bathroom all the time at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, just not even the dirt anymore.
Shit, you know?
All that schmutz being gone now. That is such a nice. I can start over the next week.
What you got here now, you know?
Right.
I mean, when you think of what you had in deep water and having to crawl over the, couldn't even get your, you couldn't even get into your bathroom.
I fell twice in the toilet, into the tub.
Yeah.
Over the stall.
To go to the bathroom, so not good, not a way to live life. So
this
bathroom will give you years of comfortable
yeah,
use, and I know independence is very important to you, and this will keep you highly independent, doing your thing. So possible it should be all wrapped up by the end of the weekend, you know, so
Yeah.
might be out.
Right, going out to the
A
range.
little bit of fun this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll check back when we're all done and get ready to seal the floor.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Okay, the walls are done and they look beautiful. I'm now in the process of sealing the floor. Now, why would you use a sealer on tile? Well, for one reason, tile is porous. That means that things that spill on it can be absorbed into the floor. So it's very important that there be some type of protective barrier. And what the sealer does is it helps keep moisture out and it also keeps stains out. So I'm liberally applying this. I'm looking for any spots. I see where I got a little bit of caulk on the floor there. I'm going to scrape that off and apply this and let this dry for a while. And this also helps to really bring the color up. But its prime function, this is the first line of defense against moisture intrusion. I've got a spray bottle to do the walls another day. It's important to get the floor down so that we can try to set the toilet. Well, we got the toilet, the closet part set down here. So I poured a little water in it, make sure we're not leaking. Basically, it's just a matter of putting the wax ring on the bottom of the toilet and then sticking it, aligning it with the holes there. We put the 2 bolts up through the flange, one on each side, as you can see there. And she feels good and stable on there. It doesn't feel like it needs to be shimmed. I'm going to get the level out and check it. I think it's probably real level. And then we're going to tighten down the bolts and then we're going to put the upper part on. See how these go. Really? Come on, bro. Give me a break. It's late in the day. Here we go.
There.
Late in the day.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. All right, there we go. We got the base set good. I didn't have to do any shimming. Sometimes people don't get their floor level and the thing's rocking and pitching. So we're lucky. You know, I also, you know, judging by the water, you know, we poured some water inside to do a test, and it seemed to do pretty good. So I'm ready to now drop the tank over top. I'm making sure there's no rubber. You know, we came up a little short with this kit, you know, and I had to run out to the plumbing supply house and pick up some more parts. So, you know, all right, we're ready to stick this on.
Well, the thing is, they were missing those set straws for the toilet.
Yeah.
Because they will assume that you already have the old ones.
You know, that's a bad assumption to make.
And
That's a bad assumption to make for sure. All right, did we get that other? Yeah, we got the 2 bolts in there now, so now we just have to tighten them off. Got to be careful not to over tighten bolts.
porcelain, yeah, that's
Porcelain, bing!
it's like
That's it.
yeah.
I mean, this stuff is just fired clay. That's all it is. If you put too much stress on it,
yeah, it's
you get a
bad.
snap of non-joy in there. So.
And if you're sitting on it, it might give you another
Yeah,
crack.
so just take it easy with this stuff. Everything's designed to, you know, it's all a system. Do it, you know, honor the system. So we're going to get this bottom chooched on, and then we'll finish the install, okay?
Very good, very good.
All right. Exciting days.
Yes.
Getting tired. Going to be hungry tonight. Have some spaghetti. And then just drop a washer, yeah, okay.
Alright, Butterfingers, we will be
Well,
back.
you know, it wouldn't be rosy without the original Butterfingers.
We'll be back.
Well, guys, a very long Wednesday comes to an end, but Jen goes to the showers today happy because the toilet is set today, the walls are all painted, the floor tile is sealed. And it just gives me a good feeling because instead of Jen having to get up to use the toilet at 4 o'clock in the morning and going out to the outbuilding and trucking down the steps and up the steps, she can now come in here and use this beautiful new Kohler toilet. You know, the install went easy. I guess when you plan everything out, you know, the stuff falls into place. We also got the shower set. I ended up at the plumbing supply place today. I did get a arm that's going to come down at an angle, so we'll install that, as well as the trim piece for the mixer valve, and put the trim piece on the bottom of the shower. And of course we'll get the sink and the mirror installed, and then we'll get the switches and covers and the vanity on, and you know, we'll be about 90% done the job. So guys, exciting day, the flush of joy and happiness today. Thanks so much for being along on renovating the casa bathroom, setting the toilet, painting the walls, sealing the floors. See you next time when we push this project to completion.